Hello, Wrapping Your Dreams team, and welcome to 2015. I can't even believe that we're here. I don't even know where 2014 went. It just kind of flew by. And I know for Sandy and I, we are just so excited for 2015. We know this is going to be a tremendous year for Wrapping Your Dreams team and everyone on this webinar tonight. And we're so excited to be talking to you this evening. So I want to start off, and the first thing I want to ask is that, for the sake of your success, can we get real for a minute? And I love this little picture I put up here. It says, hey, fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. And so the choice is yours. And so for me, it's so important that if you want to progress in life, you have to face your fears. You have to face what is stopping you. You have to face what is holding you back, and you got to face it, dead on and rise above it. And so, I'll ask this, and this is really for you within yourself. How many of you typically, when you're faced with fear, run? You turn and run. You blame others for your lack of success. And you just say, well, it wasn't me, it was someone else. And you just kind of brush it off because you don't want to face it. Because often facing your fears is the hardest thing to do. And then what we find out, if you've ever done it, is once you face your fears and you rise above it, you realize that it really wasn't that big of a fear in the first place. And it was silly to run from that. The thing I'll ask you about this opportunity is, do you believe in this opportunity? Do you believe in network marketing? And do you believe that it works as the right company at the right time? If your answer is yes, you do believe that, you can achieve your dreams through this opportunity, then I simply want you to face it and fight back. And if you don't believe in this opportunity, then in my mind, we have a problem. But I can tell you, you can develop that belief. And I'll tell you where you want to go is you want to get on those show me the money calls, and you want to get to the corporate events. And the sole reason I want you to do that is because all you have to do is start hearing the countless success story after success story of people who have made it work for them. And you'll hear their stories, and you'll relate with them, and you'll touch base with them, and you'll start to realize that those people, the people that are, you hear them, the ones that are making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, the ones that are millionaires, the ones that whose lives have been forever changed, they're just like you and me. They're no different than you and I. And so you really need to immerse yourself in that. You need to go stalk the successful people of this company, hear their story, and know that you are just like them. And if it happened for them, it can happen for you. And so if you don't believe, then that's where I want you to start. But if you do believe, then I want you to just look at your fears dead in the face and fight back. Okay, the fact of the matter is you are in the right place at the right time. Network marketing is your ticket out. And it works as the vehicle to take you there. Plain and simple. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I know Sandy believes that wholeheartedly. I know countless people on this webinar believe that wholeheartedly. And so if I'm talking to you and you're the person that doesn't believe yet, then I want you to go find that belief, because this is the place to be. Okay. So we're going to get real for the sake of our success. We're going to face our fears dead on in this webinar. And I'm going to ask you straight up, were you happy with your commission checks in 2014? I know for Sandy and I, we were not happy. We weren't happy with the success of our business. We weren't happy with the success for each of you, because we truly want success for each of you. And so we just said, hey, look, we're going to take it to a whole nother level in 2015. And we're so excited for 2015 because we know what is coming. And we want you, each and every one of you, each and every one of you to catch that vision with us. And we want you to face it, and we want you to fight for it. You know, I once read that, and goodness, did this just stick with me? Your business will only rise to the level of your personal caliber. And I think what that meant was, if you're not internally ready to run $1 million business, then you're not going to own $1 million business. Your business is going to level out to your caliber. And so the first thing I want to say for you was, if you weren't happy with your commission checks, was your level of effort and the manner in which you ran your company commensurate with $1 million paycheck? Or was it closer or more closely commensurate with the level of effort that you put in? Okay? If you want to be successful at this, you have to approach this as a professional. You have to make this a career. You have to be a business owner. Because the fact of the matter is, your business will be a direct reflection of how you operate it. And so I ask you, are you consistent in what you do? Because if you owned a brick and mortar business, do you get to wake up in the morning and, well, if you happen to think about your business, maybe you'll drive down there and open the storefront? Or do you have to make a conscious effort to wake up every morning and go open those doors to your public? And so this business is no different. Do you do self-development? I think of the professional athlete who, and the years of dedication and the level of dedication and consistency that it takes to get to that level in their profession. And I don't know any professional athletes, and I don't care what sport it is, that woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm going to be a pro football player. And they just, woke up one day and walked on to a pro football team and started playing football. It doesn't work like that. Those guys spent years and years and hours, thousands of hours to perfect their craft. And so it didn't come to them overnight. And neither will this for you. You have to pursue self-development, and you have to take yourself to that level commensurate with the paycheck that you're looking for. And it will not happen overnight. Sandy and I have been in this business for over 3 years, and yet we still continue to self-develop ourselves every single day. And we have looked ourselves dead in the face and said, we're not where we want to be yet, simply because our abilities, our caliber, our self-caliber is not commensurate with the paycheck that we're looking for. And so we recognize that, and so we are going to continuously strive to self-improve ourselves as network marketers in our recruiting process and our ability to lead this team. And so what I'm going to tell you is that you have to start today on that journey to self-develop. And 2015 can be your year to do that. See, the neat thing about network marketing as opposed to other industries, if you come in and you give a half-hearted effort in a job, you're going to get fired. But network marketing is different. You can sit in a network marketing company and give a half-hearted effort for years and you won't be fired. And yet you can decide today that tomorrow's going to be different, and you can start to develop yourself, and you can start to be the best network marketing professional you can be. And then at that point, the face of your business will change. So here we are on January. I love that January 1st fell on a Thursday, our normal training nights, and because I knew everyone would be home because you're probably recovering from last night. And I hope everyone, got home safe and had a good time. But today is the first day of a new year. It's a fresh leaf. It's a new face. And you get to decide today what your 2015 is going to look like. You're going to get to decide today what's written in your book. Okay? So the thing that I want you to do right now is agree with me. Okay? I want you to agree that your business is going to succeed or fail because of you and only you. It's not because of your upline and they didn't give you enough support. It's not because of your downline that they're not working. It's not the company, and it's not the products. It's you. So once you accept that responsibility and you start to see this as a business, that's when your business is going to start to change. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about, and many of you may have heard this, but for the people that haven't, and I always like to reiterate it, I think this is so critical, this concept. Companies pay advertising firms in the realm of millions upon billions of dollars each year to advertise their company, because they know the more people they reach, the more sales they're going to create. So now network marketing companies operate just a little differently. I'm sorry if I'm breaking up. I really don't know what to do. I'm going to try and talk slow. Hopefully you can get the general gist of what I'm saying. Network marketing companies do it differently. They say, you know what? We're not going to pay an advertising firm to advertise our company. Instead, we're going to pay individual distributors to go out and advertise for us via the most powerful form of advertisement known to mankind, and that's word of mouth. And so that is the whole basis behind a network marketing company. And so what they do is they build their advertising budget into their compensation plan. And so instead of paying all that money out, millions of dollars in advertising fees to a firm, they pay it out to distributors in the form of commissions. And so my question to you is, how much sales did you cause for the company? Because certainly you wouldn't expect McDonald's to pay $1 billion in advertising fees to an advertising firm to have that advertising firm make an ineffective advertising campaign for McDonald's and in return cause no sales. So regardless of what you're doing, if you're not causing sales for the company, they're not going to pay you. And or should they? So the question is, how much volume did you cause in sales for the company last month or last year? Personally, you. And then how much did your team cause in sales for the company? Because those two factors determine your paycheck. See, unlike a conventional sales team where they expect 10 people to do $100,000 in sales each to support their sales endeavors, network marketing company is different. They pay you for your efforts, and they pay you for the efforts of the people you bring in to this business. This is about a lot of people doing a little bit each month. And if you want to make money, you have to have people, and they have to do a little. So how do I add volume in my organization? And we talked about this, ownership. It's not about your upline or your downline or your company or your products. It's about you. And so the first thing I'll say is it must start with you. You must lead by example. Okay? The factory man throughout my experience in network marketing is your team will follow your lead. They will follow your pace. And if you're not working, then your team won't be working. And if you're not adding people, then your team won't be adding people. Now, I hear it all the time. I'm doing everything I can and no one's interested. That, my friends, is a false statement, and I will never accept that. Okay? Because the fact of the matter is, take the most successful person in this company, and we'll say that's Cammie Dempsey, or we'll say that's Major Jones, or we'll say that's Ronnie Brown, or or the Walshes, those people have the exact same compensation plan and the exact same products as you. So if they're working with the exact same compensation plan and the exact same products, my question is, why is it working for them and it's not working for you? There's only one variable in that equation, and that's you, the person. And so I don't mean that to be discouraging. What I mean that to do is simply to say, if it works for them, then it can work for you. But if what you're doing isn't working, then you need to up your game. You need to change your approach. You need to do some self-development. You need to learn your trade. When I first started trying to go out and blitz people and talk to people about this, I was horrible at it. And I knew I was horrible at it. So I didn't say, well, this doesn't work, or my upline doesn't support me, or no one wants the products. I said, okay, I need to change something. So I started on self-development. I started to read about, how to present to people, how to talk about it. And those are the same things that I want you to do if your current approach isn't working, because what I'm telling you is it can work. But you got to figure out what works for you. Okay? Now, when I say you have to lead by example, you can be working your butt off and you can be signing 1,000 people a day. Okay? But I said your team is going to follow your lead. So if they don't see you doing that, then they assume you're doing nothing. And so not only do you need to lead by example, but you need to make that visible to your teams. You need to be transparent. Okay? And that means posting what you're doing on your Facebook pages, being active in the team pages, being involved. Because you can go to Wrapping Your Dreams team right now, and I bet you can name right off the top 5 people that are just killing it in this business. Because those are the people that are transparent on Facebook. Those are the people that are letting everyone know what they're doing. You see them every day. Sign another person. They're posting inspirational quotes. They're going to meetings, and they're making that known to everyone else. And that's what it takes, because people need to see what you're doing. Because when you show people your actions and that you're getting after it and that you're on fire, that is inspirational to people. That tells people, okay, I can't just sit on my butt and get rich. I've got to get out there and get after it. This person's getting out there and they're getting after it, and they're also signing people left and right. Maybe I should do the same thing. And so it starts with you by leading the example and being transparent. Okay? You have to go out and you have to recruit distributors. You have to go out and you have to cause sales for the company. Now, there's a difference. You need loyal customers. Loyal customers account for at least 70% of your organization's volume. And that's where the money's at, right? Causing sales for the company. Okay? But you by yourself are not going to be able to build empire. Remember, this is about a lot of people doing just a little every single month. And so every time you add a distributor, you double your efforts. And so it's critical that we enroll distributors, but distributors not where sales come from, or not where sales volume comes from. That's where the loyal customers come from. But if you're doing $400 in sales a month and you have 3 distributors doing $400 in sales a month, now all of a sudden you're doing $1,200 in sales a month. And that can explode real quick for you. And that's where the concentration has to be. So number one, you can't expect your team to do it if you're not doing it yourself. So you've got to figure out what you have to change within yourself to be a recruiter, to be signing those loyal customers, to be doing those sales, to sign those distributors. And then you have to teach your team to do the same thing. And what I'll tell you is, you have to be in it for yourself, but you have to be in it for the success of your team. Okay? You have to be in it for the well-being of your loyal customers. You can't go out there and say, I need you to sign to build my sales volume, to make me checks. You have to be sincere in wanting your customer to use your products because you know it's going to be life-changing for them. And you have to be in it for the success of your distributors. And so what I'll tell you is when you sign a new business partner into this business, I want you to help them build their business as if it were your own. And what we can't do is approach that one sole point in a lazy manner. And when I say lazy manner, to me, this is lazy. I'm not saying not to do this, but there's more to it. You sign a new distributor, you tag them in a post in our training page, and you never talk to them again for a month until about 28 days. And then you start hounding them going, I need my fast start. I need you to sign 2 loyals. I need you to set your auto ship. Okay, that's all about you. If you were in it for their success, you would have been there on day one saying, we need to get that auto ship set up. Here's your goals. Let's get your launch party set up. Let's create your hundreds list. Let's go through your hundreds list and talk about some ways to approach these people. Let's talk about how to invite to your party and some success tactics to get people there. Work with them one-on-one. I often tell people, hey, if you've signed 3 distributors for the month, stop. Just work with those 3 distributors at that point. Sit with them hand in hand and build their business as if it were your own. I'm not telling you to do it with them. I'm telling you to hold their hand and help them get their business off the ground because their success is your success. And the more you invest into them and the more successful they are, the more it's going to benefit you, but you have to be in it for their success. Duplication in this business is key. And the best way to duplicate is to teach one-on-one, hand-in-hand. You cannot build a legacy by yourself. Again, this is about a lot of people doing a little. So, how to, and I'll call the hundreds list. I actually really like to refer to it as an active candidate list. But we tell everyone to create a hundreds list right off the bat. Well, the reason is because in this business, you have to have people to talk to. Remember, you are the company's advertising firm. And so the reason McDonald's spends billions of dollars on advertising every year is simply because they know the more people they reach, the more sales they'll have. And so the same is true for you. The more people that you share this with, the more people that you expose this company, this opportunity, this incredible product line, the more sales you're going to have. And so you have to talk to people. And so we say to new distributors, create a hundreds list. Well, that's just to give you 100 people to start with, 100 people to go approach, 100 people to share with, 100 people to talk to about this company about. Okay? And so the number one rule is you have to talk to people. And the more people you talk to, the better you're going to do. And so I always call it the rule of fat. And really it starts with talk and then ask for a decision and then follow up. But then it would say TAF, and that doesn't work. So I just reversed the order and made it fat because I think that's easy to remember. But you have to talk to people. And when I talk to people and I introduce someone to this opportunity or this business or talk to them about having a party, I always ask for a decision, even if I just met you. Because the worst thing in my mind that I can do is, well, go ahead and think about it and call me back. I know I'll never hear from that person again. So I ask, you want to go ahead and book that party? What day works for you? I have these days available. Make those people make a decision. Because often, more times than not, if you make them make a decision, they'll make a decision in a positive direction. And then for those that don't make a decision, then we have to get their contact information so we can follow up. Many studies have shown that people need to be exposed to this business 5 to 8 times before they're ready to make a decision. And so the best advice that I can give you is simply this. Don't go out trying to look to close a deal. I need you to go out and build a relationship. I need you to start a relationship, and I need you to build that relationship where your goal is to educate that person on your opportunity, on network marketing, on the benefits of our products until they're ready to make a decision and they come to you. Because I think all too often we go out, we ask, we get told no, we don't follow up, we forget, and we go to the next one. That's kind of like going hunting where we just go out and we shoot at everything that moves. Instead of being a farmer where we have to plant those seeds and we have to water them and we have to nourish our field until we can harvest that plant. Okay? And so you have to approach this business in the same manner. So I read a book once, and I can't remember which book it is now, but it talked about there was 3 types of distributors. Now I want you to look at yourself closely and ask yourself, which one are you? See, first there's the poser. They get all excited about this business, and they decide that, you know, they're going to be a millionaire because they can think of 5 people right off the bat that are going to do this and make them rich. And they go talk to those 5 people, and most likely all 5 of them are going to say no, because the person isn't educated, they don't know what they're talking about, and they just don't have a great sales presentation because they did no self-development. And so they ask those 5 people, and either those 5 people say no, or you know, those 5 people, maybe they say yes and sign up. And that person thinks that they're just going to sit back and never work another day in their life, and they're going to get rich from those 5 people. And unfortunately, what happens is talk to 5 people and get shot down. Those 5 people sign up, but they never do anything because they never have support or training, and they followed the lead of the person that brought them into this business, and everyone loses their motivation, and their dreams often die within the first month or so. And so for many of you, you may have found yourself in that situation, or you've brought people into this business that had exactly that mentality. And then there's the amateur network marketer. Okay? They actually came in and they created that hundreds list, and they fought through that hundreds list, and they signed a couple people. But again, they got through their hundreds list, and then they didn't know what to do at that point. They ran out of people to talk to. And so they actually created a hundreds list and no more. And then there's the network marketing professional who starts with a hundreds list, but recognizes that they're going to make their way through that hundreds list eventually, and they're going to need more people to talk to at that point. So they actually are constantly adding to their hundreds list by meeting new people, sharing with new people, and building relationships. So their hundreds list never runs out. So that's why I say I like to call it an active candidate list, because my list continuously grows. And I want your list to grow also, so you always have people to talk to. You always have seeds to harvest. And that's important. So we start with the hundreds list because that gives you a whole month to replace that list. Did you know if you make a goal to go out and meet 5 people a day, 5 days a week, at the end of a month you will have met 100 new people? And so every month you have 100 new people to follow up with, 100 new relationships to harvest. Because quite frankly, as if you have 100 people to share this with, you're going to get your steps of success done. If you talk to 100 people a month, you're going to get your steps of success done. And so I really challenge you to tell me, yes, I talked to 100 people this month and I didn't get my steps of success done. Because if you're not getting your steps of success done, then I'm guessing you didn't talk to at least 100 people. Now remember, your job is to call sales for the company. It's about a whole bunch of people doing a little. The question is, did you do your little part? Okay? So how do we go out and we add people to our hundreds list? Number one, it takes consistency. Okay? You have to make connections every day. Set daily goals, set weekly goals. I know for 2015, I've got a goal that I'm going to go out and physically make 10 new contacts a day. I'm going to get contact information and talk to 10 new people every day about my business. And so the weekly goal is 50 a day. So maybe I know I got to take Wednesday off. So today I'm going to go out and I'm going to work twice as hard. I'm going to get 20 contacts so I can take that, Wednesday off. Fine. This is your business. And that's the beauty of our business. You get to work it when you want, where you want, but you have to work it. So places to go build your hundreds list, to make those connections, to meet new people, to share our products and opportunity are on social media. And tonight, I'm not going to talk about how to do it on social media. Tonight, I'm not going to talk about how to blitz. Today, I'm not going to talk about how to incorporate it in your life, but these are places you can go. Social media is such a powerful tool. Going out face to face and incorporating this into your everyday life, going out and blitzing, are great places to go out and meet people. Vendor events are great places to go meet people, to get contact information, to start relationships for you. And then, the last thing I'll say is when we talk about the principles of this business, we say that we have to get the rap on people. We need to have parties, because parties are a great place to get the rap on people. Parties are a great place to talk about opportunity because they see how much money you just made. And parties is where it's at. And so your goal should be to party as much as you can. And so one thing I heard from Denise Walsh years ago that I love was simply this: book your calendar. Every day, your calendar should be filled with something it works to build your business with intentional action. Okay, this is a business of networking. It's not a business of isolation. You cannot sit in your house on your computer and build this business. Now, if you're great at social media, like I said, that is a great tool to build your business or to make those relationships. But at a certain point, you've got to get out and you've got to rap people. At a certain point, you've got to get out and you've got to throw that rap party. Because that's where people are going to see you, feel your passion. They're going to see you making money. They're going to see your success. And that's the kind of actions that's going to inspire your team. Because remember, it starts with you. So be social. Always look to meet new people every day. You don't have to meet someone and try and get them into your business. Just meet someone and build a relationship. They're going to eventually figure out what you do because you're very transparent about what you do and your success. And they're going to get curious and they're going to come to you. Ask questions. I love to go out and talk to. I just start talking to someone. And I don't even say, come join my business. I'm just like, well, what do you do? And I talk about them, talk about their family, their career. Because at some point, there's going to be a pause, and they're going to say, well, what do you do? And what I'm going to tell you now is to have an answer. Be prepared to answer that question when they say, what do you do? Maybe it's, I'm a professional network marketer. Boy, that's an intriguing and mysterious answer, isn't it? Doesn't that elicit questions? Or I own a health and wellness company that I run from home. Really? People love to hear that because they want to be that person. Because here they are getting up every single day and going to work, making someone else rich, trading their time for a salary to make someone else rich. They don't own their time, someone else does. When you say you work for yourself, you run a business from home, that intrigues people. So have that answer prepared. And then when you're out talking to people, connect with them on Facebook. Just say, hey, are you on Facebook? Pull up in front. Because now they're going to start to see you and that transparency. Okay. The other thing for me, and God, I'm a proud papa right now. If you saw Sandy's post on Facebook, my daughter came out with 4 pages of goals and action plans for 2015. She wrote down all her goals and she came up with a specific plan to achieve each of those goals. So I was proud because I'm like, gosh, we're doing something right. Because they say people that, number one, set goals, and number two, put those goals in writing and come up with a plan to achieve those goals are 80% more successful in achieving goals than people that don't. So do you want to exclude yourself from that 80% success rate? Or do you want to include yourself? You have to set goals, and they have to be specific. You can't just say, I want to be filthy rich. Because my question to you is, what is filthy rich? When have you arrived? When have you achieved that goal? How close are you to becoming filthy rich? You don't know if you haven't defined it. But you can say something like, I want to make $20,000 a month. And then you know when you've arrived, you know where you are. You can measure your progress. So they have to be measurable. They have to be attainable. You can't say I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. That's not reasonable. That's not realistic. That's not attainable. Is making $1 million a year attainable in this company? Absolutely. Numerous people have done it. If you ever seen the pictures of the Millionaires Club, a lot of people have done it in this company, and you can do it too. Remember, same compensation plan, same products. And you've got to put those goals in writing because you need to see them, because I know for me, I'll come up with all these great ideas, but unless I write them down, I forget about them. And I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what am I going to do today? And I don't know. I had all these great ideas, but I didn't capture them in writing. So now here I am just spinning my wheels, having no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing. So I know where I want to be, but I can't remember how I want to get there. But if I put it in writing and I reference that every single day, I reference those goals in writing, it makes it visual for me. It goes into my eyesight and it goes into my brain. And if you don't have it there in writing to see it every day, you'll lose sight of it. You'll lose focus. If you need to write your goals on your mirror in front of your bathroom sink every morning when you brush your teeth that says, I want this by the end of 2015, then you're going to lose sight of it. But leave it there, and when you see it every day, it's going to drive you and inspire you to action. And so write those goals, come up with a game plan, and you can measure those goals and your progress. And if what you're doing isn't working, it's okay to reevaluate and to redirect and to rewrite that plan. If what you're doing isn't working, then rewrite it. But always have a plan that you're following to get where you want to be in life. And it starts today. I want each of you, when you get off this webinar tonight, to write down where you want to be in It Works at the end of 2015. And maybe you got to break it down. Where do I want to be by the end of March? Where do I want to be by summertime? Where do I want to be at conference next year in 2016? Write those down and then come up with a game plan. Now, you need to be realistic with yourself. I want to be a millionaire, and your goal is to blitz 5 people a month and to sign 1 distributor a month. I don't know that that's going to cut it. And so you need to be real and realistic with yourself. You need to set the expectations. But what I think is that most people find is that when they do that, you can amaze yourself with what you can accomplish. Not just this business, but in life. Now, for me, it is important that you always, always, always be driving towards a promotion. And I think too often as we come in and we say, I'm going Ruby this month, or I'm going Diamond this month, or I'm going Diamond by March 31st, or whatever it is. And then as time goes by and because we didn't write our goals down and we're not focused and we lose sight, we decide, I'll start tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes next week. And then next week becomes next month. And then at a certain point, we start to tell ourselves, you know what? It's not going to happen. I'm not going to make it. And so we quit and we say, I'll start March 31st. And then the same pattern starts over and over again. And next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you're still a distributor. And in my mind, that's just unexcusable, because I want more for you and you have to want more for yourself. You had a dream when you joined this business and you're letting it slip through your fingers a day at a time. But at any single point, you can say, today is the day I'm going to start. And I'm not going to quit, and I'm not going to look back. Because here's the deal. You can start today and say, I'm going to be diamond by January 31st. Hell or high water. I'm going to make it happen. And if you never get discouraged, and if you never decide, I'm not going to make it, and you keep fighting from day one, not starting the fight on day 28, but start fighting on day one, and you never stop, and you keep striving towards that goal. And maybe by January 31st, you don't hit it. But my question to you is, how much closer are you to that goal because you didn't quit and you didn't look back to hit it the following month? But if you work really hard for 1 week and you get discouraged and you quit, then starting February 1st, you are no closer than you were on January 1st. But what if you fight the whole way through and you get there, or you don't hit your goal, but you're like 80% closer? What if you fought that hard in February and you do hit your goal in February, and in fact you hit double diamond in February? You cannot let your day-to-day failures stop you from striving and going after your goals, because every day you fight is a day that you are closer to your goal. Now, for many of you, I know, and Sandy and I have been there. We say we're going for ambassador. We say we're going to make it happen. And at a certain point, we realize it's just not happening. And we stop and we quit. We say next month or maybe next year. We'll wait till conference to do it. And what I'm telling you is that this business takes consistency from you. And if you're consistent in it and you constantly fight, every month you will be closer. But the second you quit, the second you say, you know what, I'm just going to stop, I'll hit it hard next month, that's the second your whole team stops and says, I'll hit it next month. And for many of you on this webinar tonight, I bet you've been there. I bet you fought really hard. You were making progress. You were getting closer and closer each and every day. And then at a certain point, you lost it. And you lost your faith, and you didn't say, it's not going to happen. You just said, I'll get it done next month. And so you stopped. And I'll ask you within yourself, what happened to your team at that point? And so for me, there's a lesson learned there. So when you're fighting for promotion, again, you cannot do this by yourself. Number one, you've got to be charting. You've got to know exactly how much volume you need and where at all times, how many distributors you need at all times. And I've said it over and over throughout the years, you will not promote if you're not charting. And yet I still hear people say, I'm going diamond this month. And I say, let me see your chart. And they say, I don't have one. So I don't know what to say about that. I'm telling you, you will not promote if you're not charting. And if you don't know how to chart or you don't know how to make it happen, then reach out and ask someone that does know how to chart. And if you can't find that person, then reach out to me, because I want you to be successful and I will help you. Again, I've seen people with huge teams say, I'm promoting to diamond or double diamond or triple diamond, whatever. But they don't have anyone in their downline identified as promoting to emerald or ruby. Those people don't even know. They're trying to do it on their own by themselves. And I'm telling you, you can't make it happen like that. You got to get your team on board with you. You want them promoting with you. We build as a team. We promote as a team. You got to get their buy-in. You got to hold people accountable. Okay, steps to success. These are, I know it sounds, for many of you, it probably sounds like, hey, this is just, it's a gimmick. It's like it's a bunch of fluff. Our business is really this simple, and it's designed to be this simple because we need a simple system that can be taught to everyone, that can be taught to be speeding, duplication. So I wanted to talk about a couple aspects of this. Number one, the importance of the auto ship. Okay, for me, if you're not running an auto ship, then you're not in business. Because for me, an auto ship is a commitment to go work my business. Because if I'm ordering product, then I need to go sell that product. I need to go cause sales for the company so I can get a commission check that covers my auto ship. And what I hear and what I see when you turn your auto ship off is simply this. I don't plan on causing sales for this company. I don't plan on selling products. I don't plan on using the products. I'm just going to sit back with no commitment to this company, and I'm going to get rich. And does it ever happen for you? Absolutely not. But if you're struggling for money and you make a commitment to this company to run your auto ship and ensure that you get a commission, you're now obligated to go sell those reps and build your business to cover it. Or you're operating your business at a loss at that point. And so for me, when you don't run that auto ship, you're not committed. And if you're not committed, then you're not in business. So you have to run that auto ship because it's that commitment that I'm looking for towards your business. Every month, I have the personal business volume. Sandy has the personal business volume. But every month we run our auto ship for two reasons and two reasons only. Number one, to recommit ourselves that we're going to go work our business. We're going to earn that money back that we invested. And number two, because we want to use the products. Because I have to be a product of the product. I have to believe in my products if I'm going to go share them with any sort of passion and believability to the public. Now, I wanted to talk about boosting. And I think all so often, and I've been there. We talk to someone, they're broke. It was a struggle. They had to go sell stuff to come up with $99 to join this business. And then we want to turn around and ask them to boost, and we're too scared, so we don't. And yet, if we're committed to our business and we're going to work this business, you go out and sell all that product, you're going to get all your money back and then turn a profit. And if we want success for our new distributors, then boosting is the way to go. If they're serious and committed, they need to boost. And all too often, I hear, the party booster is available all the time, but the mini booster is only available during enrollment. And all too often, when new distributors hear about the mini booster, they say, wait a minute, no one ever told me about that. I would have ordered it. Well, the reason they didn't order is because you didn't share it with them because you were too scared. What I'm telling you is if you don't share the option to boost upon enrollment and explain to him how this can boost their business, you're doing them an injustice. Sandy hears it all the time from people. I don't have any money. I can't afford it. I don't have any money. Then they turn around and order $300 worth of product. So people may say they don't have any money. What they're really saying most times is that I have the money, but I'm not willing to spend it on this because it's not a priority for me right now. Which means they don't have the belief, which means you've got some work to do because remember, your job is to educate. Let them make decisions. Now, granted, sometimes people just can't afford to boost. But I don't want you to make that decision for them. I want them to make it for themselves. Because then at least you can say, well, I told you. And more often than not, you'll find out people will at least get that mini booster. Because I don't care so much if they get the party booster, but that mini booster is only available during enrollment, and that is a huge deal and a big deal. It's a huge savings. Now, I want to talk about the importance of 400 legs. Okay? Our entire rank structure is based on $400 in sales. 400 legs, qualified legs. And in my mind, it's our personal responsibility when we sign on as distributors to do at least $400 in sales. I know we say to get 4 loyal customers. Well, that's because the average loyal customer is 80 BV plus your auto ship. That adds up to 400. But I want to start concentrating on doing $400 in sales and making each of us has to have at least $400 in sales in our first month. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but remember, this is about a lot of people doing a little bit. And I think $400 in sales, if you're truly committed to this business, is somewhat reasonable in a 1-month period. Now, when they get 4 loyal customers, they get 120 in free product, and they also get 2 app rewards. That allows them to get 2 more boxes of wraps for $50. That means they just got 4 boxes of wraps for $50. That's $400 worth of wraps. You want to show someone success, keep them inspired and motivated to work this business? Show them a $300 to $500 profit in their first month from selling wraps. And oh, by the way, when they sell all those wraps, how many people will they have brought into the business? Because quite frankly, when people try our wraps, they love it. And the last thing is this $500 guarantee. When you get 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days, and then you find 3 distributors who do the same thing in their first 30 days, the company guarantees you will have made at least $500. So we want to show our distributors success. We have to concentrate and hold people accountable towards getting after that $500 guarantee. And chances are, if you've done that, you've made way more than $500. I know people that have sold $1,800 worth of wraps in their first month. I know in our first month, we made over $1,200 through commissions, bonuses, and wrap sales. And you can too. Maybe you're not in your first 30 days, but it doesn't mean that you can't go out and make $600 in wrap sales in the next month. You understand right now? And I guess I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to stop myself. We'll get there. It is so important for your new distributors to concentrate on these steps of success. It's important to print them out and fill in the loyal customers and distributors as you sign them. Because remember, what I see is what goes into my head. And so the mental impact of visually filling this out and watching you close in on achieving your goals can't be paralleled. It can't be matched. And so this is where I want your concentrations to be, not only for yourself every single month, but for your new distributors, because the power of these steps of success, when you do them and you teach your downline to do them, your business will explode in a matter of months. If you were to complete your steps of success every single month and everyone you brought into this business did the same thing, you would be an ambassador within 6 months. Now, it starts today. And I love to talk about this, and I'm going to bring this up. At conference last year, Ronnie Brown was number 10 money earner in this company. And she had joined 1.5 years earlier. She was up there with people that have been in this business 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Now, how do you go from new distributor and 1.5 years later to top 10 money earner making over $1 million a year? It's through these steps to success. And so the neat thing for me and what I think should be inspiring for each of you is this. You can start your business today. And 1.5 years, you can be a top 10 money earner. Because remember, we talked about that's the neat thing about network marketing, is you can do nothing for years. And all of a sudden decide one day, you know what? I'm tired of messing around. I'm going to make this happen. And it can happen for you. You can be on stage as a top money earner at conference next year. And I want you to be, because I plan on being there and I want you with me. I'm not going to go too much into conference other than to say, I don't care who you are, where you are. If you can swing it, you need to get to conference. Conference this year is, I'm speechless when I think about it. I start to fill with exhilaration when I start to think about conference, because it is going to be amazing and it's going to be life changing, like it was for me the first conference I went to. And I am so excited and thrilled for excuse me. I am so excited and thrilled for every single one of you that have made the commitment to get to conference this year, because I know your life is forever going to be changed. And I want to be there to experience it with you. So what I'll say is, hey, if you don't have plans to go to conference, it's not too late. And if you can make it happen, then if you've ever done one thing in your life to make yourself successful at this business, then that one thing you should do is get to conference, and everything else will fall into place for you, I promise. Now, why is 2015 going to be so big? I don't know how many people are on this webinar right now that, this is your first year. Maybe you weren't here last January. Maybe you joined in the summertime. You joined last month. I don't know. Let me explain to you how this business works. Every year between January and June, our business goes crazy, wild, explosion big. They call it boom time. It's the boom. Why? Because now everyone has New Year's resolutions. Everyone's looking to get healthy. Everyone's looking to get fit. Everyone's looking to lose weight. And all our products play directly towards that. Everyone's looking to change their life and do something different. And right now, for the next 4 or 5 months, everyone's going to have tax money. And they're going to have that money to invest in an opportunity like It Works Global. And they're going to be willing to take a shot and sign up as a distributor. Come about springtime, around March time, everyone starts worrying about summertime and getting in bikinis, and they start really worrying about what they look like and getting skinny and tightening and toning. And again, they still all got money from tax time. And right now, for the next 6 months, there is no distractions. It's not summertime where we've got kids home from school and family vacations and 4th of July celebrations and everything else. It's not the fall where we've got Thanksgiving, Christmas and shopping and everything else, and life is just full of distractions. I don't have time to run or start a business. I get it. But for the next 6 months, there are no distractions. Your kids are in school, and there's nothing major coming up, and everyone has 6 months from now to June to hit their business hard, and people do. And now's the time that people go from distributor to triple diamond. Now's the time that triple diamonds go ambassador. This is the time over the next 6 months that checks are quadrupled. Do you realize that when we went into 2013, we were making $3,000 a month. When we came out in June, we were making $24,000 a month. And I want that for you. And that can be you, and it starts today. If you wait a day to start working, and that day turns into a week, and that week turns into a month, you just wasted a whole month. And we talk about a 5-month period, you just wasted 20% of your boom time. You let it go. You let it slip through your fingers. So what I'm telling you is don't miss the boat. Start now. The second thing is this conference is going to be bigger than ever. I can't even explain. You see that picture up there of Mark drinking something. I am 98% sure that the new product to be announced is going to be an energy drink. And you may have seen my post, but I did some research. America alone was responsible for $27.5 billion in sales in the energy drink market. And we just tapped into it. So the market's there. And now we're going to have something that anyone and everyone can market because everyone does energy drinks. And this is, I'm telling you, this is going to double our company. It's going to double your paychecks. And we're going to open up to a new country. And this is just speculation on my part. Don't hold me to it. But I'm pretty darn sure it's going to be Mexico. And do you understand how big that is? Do you realize the number of Mexican Americans we have in this country with connections to Mexico, and how big this can explode for you in your own backyard? You realize how accessible Mexico is for us? This is going to be huge, and I'm banking on it. I feel it in my bones. That's where we're going. And we've already started networking over in Mexico just because of that reason. So when we actually do open in Mexico, we've already got connections there. People know it's coming. And so I just feel it in my bones that 2015 is going to be the year not only for us, but for all of us. And that It Works sales volume is going to double next year. We're going to go crazy, off the hook, insane. We're going to become a household name next year, and I want you to be a part of it. Now, the words I heard on the corporate call was simply, we're going to announce new promotions and bonuses bigger than you've ever seen before that are going to blow your minds and double your paychecks. Go crazy about the good bonus and the $10,000 and the $75,000 and all this other stuff. Well, what they said was these bonuses are going to blow those bonuses out of the water. And when I even start to think about it, I feel with exhilaration. This is going to be the year that It Works blows every other company out of the water. And I want you to be a part of it. And it starts today. Every day you waste is a day lost. 2015, without a doubt, will be the biggest record-breaking year in It Works history. And the question is, will you be a part of it? Or are you going to watch it pass you by? Okay? You have to start working now and blow through the start line with momentum and never look back. Never give up. Never stop fighting. Courage is taking those first steps to dream, even if you can't see the path ahead. You don't have to see the path ahead. You've seen the success stories. Yeah, I know when I joined this business, I didn't have to try the rap. I believed in this company already. I saw the before and after pictures. I saw the success stories. I was sold. I didn't see the path, but I was dying to take that first step. So now I'm asking for a commitment of each of you. And this sole commitment is going to change the face of your business. If you do this, you're going to want to do more. If you do this, you're going to see your business explode. I want you to make a commitment every single month to do at least $400 in sales. Think about it. You're in the business of causing sales for the company, and they on those sales. Is it reasonable for you to expect you to do $400 in sales per month? In my mind, that's a little. And when a whole bunch of people do a little, everybody wins. So you do this and you make yourself transparent to your team. And they see you doing it, and they're going to be inspired by your success, so they're going to start doing it. And I want everyone to make a commitment that not only am I going to run my autoship every month as a commitment to this business to hold myself accountable, that I've got to go sell these 2 boxes of wraps. But I want you to set your autoship to 2 boxes of wraps. I've already changed mine. Sandy and I did this months ago because we were ordering all sorts of stuff like our ProFit and our skincare and all that other stuff. And I said, wait a minute. We need to set our goal to sell a certain amount of wraps every single month. And so we said, you know what? So we each both set our auto ship to 2 boxes of wraps. So our goal is to sell 16 wraps a month. because both of us work this business. And so I want you to set your auto ship to sell 2 boxes of wraps each month. 8 wraps, $200. Guess what? If you do that, your business is now self-sustaining and you're turning a profit. If you don't, then you're operating at a loss. The choice is up to yours. And if you operate at a loss because you're not working this business and you turn your auto ship off, I'll know your commitment is gone. And I'm just keeping it real with y'all. But if you make your commitment your goal and write it down, make a piece of paper with 8 spots or 8 wraps on it, and you get to cross them off as you sell them. Maybe you take the $25 from each wrap and you pin it to that piece of paper on your wall. And at the end of the month, you take a picture of your $200 sitting on that wall that you made by selling 8 wraps. And I guarantee you will build your business by selling those 8 wraps. I guarantee it'll help you do that $400 in sales if you sell those 8 wraps. I guarantee it will inspire your team if you go sell those 8 wraps. So I want you, each and every one of you, to make those 2 commitments. I will strive to do $400 in sales each month, each and every month. And I will strive to sell 8 wraps because my auto ship is set to 2 boxes of wraps. And you watch where your business goes. You watch where you land at the end of 3 months, at the end of 6 months, at the end of a year. So I'm going to recap real quick before we close this up. You have to lead by example and you have to be transparent. You have to let everyone know what you're doing. You have to share this with everyone. Your job is to cause sales for the company, and the more people you share it with, the more people you're going to bring into your business. Okay? This is about building relationships. It's not about signing people. Okay? And I know I keep saying signing people, but you have to distinguish between the two. Your job is to educate people and build and maintain relationships, and you continue to educate them and expose them to your success and your fun lifestyle and your lifestyle of freedom until they make a decision to come on board with you. Okay? You must constantly be striving towards promotions, and you must always have goals that you are striving towards if you hope to grow in life. And those goals have to be in writing, and you have to have a plan to achieve them. You must always be driving towards promotion and that new commitment that I asked from you, that you're going to strive $400 in sales every month, that you're going to strive to sell those 8 wraps every single month, and watch the face of your business change. Okay? This is the year, and it starts today. It doesn't start tomorrow. It doesn't start February 1st. It doesn't start after conference. It doesn't start in March. It starts today. Even if you spend the day, the rest of the night, writing down your goals and coming up with a plan, fine. You are taking intentional action to build your business. But every day you let go by, wasted. Okay? We have the vehicle. People have already gotten in and driven it to the destination of freedom. Okay? It's already been proven time and time again. And it'll take you there, but you have to get in it. You've got to start the engine and you've got to drive it. Please don't let this pass you by. Do not be sitting here on January 1st, 2016 saying, I wish I would have. I want you to all be sitting here on January 1st, 2016 saying, I am so glad I did. And with that being said, I want to wish each and every one of you a happy new year, a blessed new year, and a successful, explosive 2015. Good night, everyone.